The first one is how all can have absolute freedom. Can all the people have absolute freedom? Do you think it is possible? All having absolute freedom. It's nice to hear, right? Imagine if everybody can do whatever they want to do. How will it be? This is how it is going to be. There is going to be a big social disorder and a catastrophe. Why? Because when everybody wants to do whatever they want to do, then there will not be a balance in this world. Forget about the world, forget about the society. Think about your own family. If you can do whatever you want to do, and if your mother and father and your partner or sibling, everybody wants to do whatever they want to do, can you call that as a family? Can all those free actions go in a separate track, or all they collide? They all collide, right? So therefore, when somebody wants to do his or her own wish, then obviously the other person can't do. Let's say there is a fridge and there is one glass of cold water inside. If I want to drink and if you also want to drink, then how will that settlement happen? No, I want full glass of water. It may be a silly thing, but it matters, right? Not everybody can do. Simple. Your sibling may say, I want dosa, and you may say, I want chapati, and full freedom. And mother will say, I will not cook. Then what happens? Right? So everywhere this situation come, we need to understand family is nothing but a micro image of the entire society or the country at large. So if family is not possible, then in a country also freedom is not possible. Everybody will say, I can do anything what I want. I can do anything I want in public place. And somebody will say, I can do anything I want in my own way. When all these thoughts come up, what happens at the end of the day? A social disorder will happen. And this disorder will not only happen in the society, but also happens inside the house. Not only with the joint family with the 10 people in the house. No, even husband and wife, if they have absolute freedom for themselves, they can't live together. Please do understand, absolute freedom is idiocy. A matured mind can never think of absolute freedom, because absolute freedom never exists at all. And husband and wife can never have absolute freedom. They should not have absolute freedom ideally, and they can't have. Both are true, because people think that they can have and they try for it, right? So that's why I say you should not have. Now let us see why. If at all, let's say you have absolute freedom, at least you have absolute freedom, then what happens? You put yourself first, and all the rest of the family or the society or colleague or friends or everybody society next to you. Therefore, you are more than important to you than everybody else, right? I is greater than we. Then what happens when you have this kind of a philosophy in your life, that my freedom is more important and I want absolute freedom? Then you will keep your self-interest at the cost of family's interest. You will keep self-interest at the cost of company's interest. You will keep self-interest at the cost of society's interest and country, world, whatever you call it, company's interest rate, anything. So what happens at the end of the day? You are going to be called as an anti-social element. Why? Because of such people, those who think they want to do everything in their own way, not at the cost of themselves but at the cost of others' happiness, they end up into a bigger mess. Second dimension is likes versus goodness. What is there to do with likes and goodness? Let's say you like something, but something else is the good thing to do. Now, if you have freedom, you will choose good or you will choose what you like. Generally, what people do is what they like. And that is where the family plays a role and stops your likes and tell what is good and what you're supposed to do. Imagine if we give freedom tomorrow to all the people in the world, whether you want to study or not, you decide. Whether you want to work or not, you decide. Whether you want to, follow the rules or not, you decide. Can you imagine how that country will be? And if you get a visa to that country to stay there for 1 month, will you go there? Obviously not, because anybody can do anything, because there is no system, right? So that is what is called likes versus good. So that is why, not only as a government or country or constitution. Individually, every family has this, that likes versus good. So therefore, when mother says, this is good for you, she doesn't give you a freedom, she forces you to take that option. So every time, not only small things, even bigger way, when you are earning and you are taking care of yourself, and your sister is about to get married and they require 3 lakh rupees, 4 lakh rupees, which you are saving it for something else which is very much important for you, you need to sacrifice your likes for the sake of the goodness of your sister, right? For what is going to happen for a beautiful life ahead. So this is what is the conflict happens between likes and goodness. Let's say you have freedom. Let's say not absolute freedom, but maximum freedom possible. Then what will be the consequence? Arrogance will be the consequence. When a person normally gets so much of freedom, I'm putting all these things keeping in the mind that the person is not as matured as APJ Abdul Kalam. Why do I say APJ Abdul Kalam? Because they understand absolute freedom or maximum freedom is never existing in the real world. But people try to achieve something, and people grab sometimes freedom from their dependent parents, and they start deciding by themselves. In that situation, what happens is, though they think that they got freedom, but their freedom they will get at the cost of very, very beautiful things of their life. These 3 things they miss to have in their life because of their greed towards freedom, and they take over the freedom from their elderly, respectful, loved ones and elders, and they miss few things in their life. And the first thing is respect. They forget to respect people because they think they can do anything in their life. Think about anybody who's arrogant according to you in your own personal life, or family life, or college life, anywhere. The person who doesn't respect others, or the person who are having freedom in their own way. Am I not right? A person who doesn't have freedom, the concept of respect is completely different. The concept of respect is a delicate thing. We will in detail discuss about the respect with respect to love in future. I'm not talking about the general respect towards people or their great celebrities, etc. That kind of a respect we are not speaking, but generally giving respect to elders or respect to authorities, etc. The second thing what people miss is gratitude. When a person has gratitude towards people around, when they have gratitude towards the beautiful things happened in their life, obviously they can't be arrogant, and obviously they will realize that whatever they have is not because of what they did or they have, but because of others offering. And when they have this perspective, they don't think that they need freedom. They don't think that they are capable to get whatever they want. They understand that dependency with all the possibilities from all directions. When you understand the beauty of dependency, you will get respect and you will have gratitude. And when you don't value the dependency, you are dependent. But when you don't value the dependency, then you will think of freedom more, and then you will think of getting arrogant unknowingly. The third dimension is humbleness. A person who is very humble is a person who understands that his role in this universe is very, very dependent, very, very minimum, very, very comparably negligible. Freedom comes from the perspective of one who thinks he or she is bigger than everything. The thought of freedom, the desire to get freedom, is from a very big ego inside. And the other way around, the humbleness is something where they honestly accept that there is no possibility of freedom in this world, because there is no possibility of independency. This may sound lunatic, but think from a different perspective. I'm not talking about your permissions, and I'm not talking about your apology letters or whatever you call it in the limited situations. No, I'm not talking about that freedom. I'm talking about something which gives beauty to your life. Albert Einstein says that I have no idea why the world is worshiping me and praising me. I have not done anything in my life. The world is so vast, the knowledge is so vast, and whatever I have discovered in my limited time is like a small pebble in the vast beach, vast ocean, vast beach, and how many crores and millions and trillions of pebbles, stones will be there in the beach. He's telling, whatever I have found, whatever I have discovered is just like the small pebble in the vast ocean. So I have done nothing. Who says this? Albert Einstein says this. How could he say that? Because he knew that it is not everything came from himself. So everything is interconnected. I want you to contemplate on this concept of freedom, and don't think we have completed it. We have just entered into it. We have seen the basics, first dimension and the second dimension.